All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Monday stream with me, your host, Jan Dvořák, aka Storyteller. I'll give people some time to join in and then we go and start working. Today, we'll be looking at Apollo GraphQL in Meteor 3, specifically seeing if we need to do any upgrades on there and um, updating the skeleton and potentially the Apollo package to be ready for this if anything is needed. We already have quite a few things, so let's get this show started. So, see, can I zoom this in just a little bit? Barely visible, but so this is the Meteor repository. We are on the latest 3.0 branch, which just got a merge. And let me see if I have it already open here or not. Not, so I'm going to open our, it's not a community package. So it's, I think it's over here is the Apollo package at 5.0, and I am not entirely sure that's the correct version that's published. Check here. No, it is. So, well, one way to find out. It's been a while, I think, since I opened it. So let's see. So we have Meteor, here we have Polo, of course, in a new window. Because we'll have actually in total 3. So 5.0 is ready for, or actually this is my addition. 3.0 alpha 11. We can push that to beta 0 here. That's there. And let's take a look on the server. And I don't think we'll be changing anything here, though this might be, okay, this is already async. We have await here. And we'll have to see if these things are async in Meteor 3 or not. So grab some key. Let me do some shameless promotion of the stream. Let's grab. Double check that it's actually streaming properly. Yes. So let's do that. So that's one. That's one place to mention it to people, and let's hit all the Discord communities while we are at it, so that we have everything covered. Also, by the way, on Twitch, I have added my monthly, or sorry, not monthly, weekly streams into my schedule. So that's one way where it is. And let me change the appearance here to 150 so it's visible. So we'll have to check on this hash login token potentially to see if that's going to be working. Other than that, I think the Apollo package is very happy to proceed forward. Let me open here. Also, I have here this Apollo skeleton. Or Apollo skeleton, which, looking at this, let's take a look on what we have here. So it is 2.3.1. That is ancient. So what I'm going to do here is in my Meteor folder, going to find the Apollo skeleton, remove that, and let's open up the terminal. And Meteor create. And let's see, Apollo skeleton. And we'll use the Apollo skeleton. So let's put that in. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Wow, a lot of people suddenly joining in. It looks like the social media blast or Discord and Slack media blast really works. So for everybody joining, hello, say hi in the chat. So how are you doing today? As mentioned in the promo message, today I will be looking at upgrading Meteor or Apollo integration for Meteor, and anything else that needs to be used, specifically the skeleton. And through this, I will also show you how to upgrade your Apollo integration in Meteor 3. I've already done this once, but I'm kind of starting from the scratch so that you can also follow my process. So if you have specific needs, you can kind of deviate from that. So actually, I no longer need the console. Now I will be opening the skeleton over here. So we have newly created this. Let's look at the release here. So that's Meteor 2.14, our latest version. And first of all, let's take a look if we can upgrade any of the dependencies. Yes, we can. And it's non-breaking, so let us do it. Let's also, since we are updating the skeleton, let's jump over here and let's see, where was it? I think it was under tools. Where was that? Yeah, static assets, and here we have scale Apollo. So from this, if we made it smaller, we now know that the latest version is 3.9.2. That's for client. For server, have this version, and then we have just an update here on Babel runtime. All the other dependencies are up to date. And let's start this to just check that everything is working properly. I think one thing that we can add here is the open command. So for next time, it actually opens up in the browser for us. So first time through, going to take a while. So while we wait, let's also have a lot of other things open. So this will be a little bit slower, but not by much. Please say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Let me know how is your day going so far. And as we do, let's use this window and let's take a look here on this. And I'm kind of curious with the Apollo skeleton. We have here the schema link type query. And if we look at the UI, we have the app. New HTTP link. We have here already for the accounts link, which will be testing. And we have all of this set up, and then we have the hello, and we have the counter. I was thinking that maybe we could update this example and use mutations to show, well, pretty much to show how to use mutation and all that stuff. So I think that might be a good idea going forward. What do you guys think? Should we add in here later on mutations, or should we just keep it here using local state? Actually, my reasoning is so that I want to show how to use things with mutations in general, so that you have that example there, and it's then easier to get started. This one will need a little bit of a sugar when it comes to the tea. So let's have, so we have that. Everything is working here. So now we'll close this. Set here for the Meteor itself, we have the Meteor run. Let's add the open to make it prettier in the skeleton. And let's see. This is, oops, it's Meteor. I'm already at release 3, so kind of want to upgrade this in the previous one as well, but let's keep this simple and let's pick here. We are going to do Meteor update release 3.0 beta 0. And we are going to see if this is going to work out or not. Let's see. I think. Okay, so it's not going to work out because Apollo 5.0 is not compatible with the new accounts. So that's not. So what I'm going to do here is the usual trick. We are going to put the Apollo package in our packages. It's the one that we have locally updated to accept beta version. So we shall put it in there, and voila. Things seems to be working, updated to Meteor 3.0 beta. Now, this is where you could say the fun begins. Because what's going to change here is that even though we have Express and all that stuff, we need to change things around. I'm kind of curious if this actually is going to work out of the box. Oops, looks like it's already loading. That was faster than previously, and it's not. And that's because why though GraphQL is using fibers. Yikes. That's not something I have expected, to be honest. So let's take a look here. Do we have a pull request? This is going to make things a little bit more difficult. So let's take a quick look. It's a build plugin. We might need to actually move this into. Let's see. Do we first of all let's first solve the issue locally. So here we are in the skeleton. So which means we need to, in our packages, we need to move in there our package. So that would be Meteor GraphQL. If I have it cloned locally, that's not a big question. Of course I have it locally because I've worked on it in the past. So paste. Yes. And let's take a look on what's my. So I'm ready to 2.0. So I did probably some significant changes locally here. Let's see. Let's jump back to our app, and it's working. I'm guessing I did already remove the necessary or remove fibers, and we are back with ECMAScript and all that stuff. So, and of course, these are upgraded. We have the latest versions, and everything is happy. So I will have to update my pull request there to make this happen. If it doesn't get or if it's no longer maintained, we'll have to probably fork it to well, I'll try to maybe make it an argument to have this in core, or we can have this under community packages. So what would you prefer? Should we lobby to have this in core if it's no longer maintained, or should we fork this under community packages? Let me know in the chat. Don't be shy to say hi, so that this can be a two-way conversation. So we have taken care of the packages. That's going to happen before 3.0 release, so that's fine. And we see everything is working, apparently. We have here the usual startup, and we have the Apollo server starting here, the function. Now, as we can be happy with all of this, a few things to consider here. First of all, since we are Meteor 3, we no longer need to have Express included, also not body parser. So, and I'll get into that in a moment. So Express and body parser are no longer needed as dependencies. The reason why it's no longer needed as a dependency is because Express is now in Meteor itself, and body parser is part of Express. So we don't have to worry about that. Now that we have that, it's probably going to, if we reinstall our dependencies, going to crash because it will not find body parser. So now, in order to update our calls, all that stuff, I am going to go into the official Apollo documentation, and they have a lot of stuff here. What I want is Apollo server migrating to Apollo server version 4. And we'll find here that we want to find Express, migrate from Apollo server Express. This is what we want. Here we have the Apollo 3 code. We want this Apollo 4 code to see how we can get things set up properly. So now then, Apollo Skelet, we'll switch to our instantiation. We will not need the JSON here. We have Express, and we have this. So Express is already inside web apps. So we have, let's see how they're doing it here. Where is Express using? It's going to create server. That's with an app. So the HTTP server we don't have to worry about. That's already started with Meteor, with Meteor itself. So that's not our problem. And so from that, we kind of need this thing potentially. So I think everything here should be staying the same. And the only thing that will be changing is this part where we have this app.use, so that's Express. The endpoint is, so in this case, we are changing that because we are using the endpoint is already GraphQL, and instead of connect handlers, it take a look. What do we have? Oh, I don't have the types installed, so it's going to be annoying. But app handlers, or there's also express handlers options. Let me actually see, and where did I change that? I think I might have changed it on my personal website. So let's take a quick peek here to see progress. Apollo. And a lot of extra other stuff that's not needed. Okay, so I did not change it here yet. So that means I have changed it on maybe over here. A little bit of a cheating, but I just don't. Yes. Yes, so I was correct. It's web app handlers.use. And the change bit there is that we have the server. Yeah, we have the server here as well. We don't have to worry about this. Now we have to await the server start, which we already do. And use web app.handlers.use, which is GraphQL. And removing these. Let's see, because we are using course, which is a package that's already here. I think we'll have to worry without that. So we keep everything as is, and the big thing here that we change is to use express.json. And actually not even that. Since we are not using the express here, that's why we are removing these. We can remove this as well. So here we go. So we are just adding here, let's say, the middlewares instead of appending it all to the express. So we use express.json, express as middleware. The reason why we removed the, disable this and that, because we are using, directly the handlers, which means it's already disabled there and works just fine in there. So we have all these things. We have here the get user for all those things, and the express.json. So with that, we should be ready to use the latest and greatest. I'm going to copy this into the Apollo starter over here. Main thing, of course, this is the reduction. Few lines of code that we reduced. And I'll have this, just semicolons, because I normally don't use it in my code. So all that stuff is still running. It's still retrieving. And here we have the links. We have the schema. Let's see. Now thinking about this. We have the get links. We are all set, and I have to say I've kind of forgot how in this. Okay, so over here we have the resolvers, and I'm going to add here one more, which is called me, which is also very common. And this is primarily for testing. So we're not going to receive any of these. And I'm just going to return user. So I need to add query me. And that one returns user, which I need to add here type. Of course, we'll just have it's simple like that. We'll just return the ID and username. And we are going to, in order to test things, we'll have to add few things. So Meteor add accounts password. We want password. Sure, why not? That's fine with us. Just a quick moment, guys. I just going to grab myself some sugar, a little bit here, right here. So it's a special one. So we have added email, accounts, password, and we should be all set to do this. Okay, let me know, guys, if you have any questions. And okay. So we have this. Did we? Yes, we did all on the server. Now for this to work in app, we just need to comment or uncomment the accounts links. So that's that. Start. And here for the info, we have links and quickly add here the auto should retrieve me. And I'm going to do here p hello, and it's going to be data dot me dot username, and so actually simplify things a little bit. I was going to add username or just a random universe welcome. And of course, that will be starting up. So I'm not logged in, so I have hello universe here. So what I'm going to do is meteor dot create account. This is where the docs come in handy. We have these, and I want to, let's see, there should be, you have the login password, all that stuff. We have on the password, so we have the create users, so it's actually accounts, not Meteor. So accounts dot create user. Let's actually also check if this still works. And we have the argument, we have options. So the username, email, password. Username is of course Storyteller. Email is could be anything, will not concern us right now, and password will be test. Now, hopefully that should have been created. Let's, oops, too many windows. So now we'll go back to over here and we shall, or maybe actually no, sorry, password, and which command can we use here to, yes, log in with password. That's on the client as well. Here, login with password. We have here that it's Storyteller, and we have the test was the. See, I should be now logged in, and if I reload, it's hello Storyteller. So everything seems to be working perfectly. Probably if you skim this down in 10 minutes or less, you can upgrade. We have, I'm going to keep this for future reference. Let's check if we have anything here. And just for the sake of testing, I am going to do npm I here to remove any old files. Let's see if we can have fix here any. Oh, it doesn't like Apollo client. Undefined. What is that? Okay, let's clear the package log because it doesn't seem to like that. Here is so it cannot audit it. Not now. Well, let's see npm. Let's try this. So it's something in Meteor node tabs. So that's unrelated to this. So we'll have to fix that in the node tabs themselves. Browser verify sign, not a big issue. Should be, I think, very quick to fix. If you are watching, it might also be good for SPR into the node stubs. All right, make sure you get some tea or water to stay hydrated. And all right, so now that we have that, let's go to GitHub to Meteor. So get ready, and actually first we actually also need to, okay, back here to the Meteor repository. And what do we have here? We have here updated dependencies, as I said. And now we have here also the updated server side for Apollo, which, yeah, we are very happy with. Let's check here that body parser and express are gone. I'm thinking, and I will have to probably ask the guys there at Meteor if it is possible to that it is to get Express from web app. Because if we can remove even this, then that will remove potential lint errors. So I want to check on that. And here we have the Meteor 3 release. So I'm going to look into the web app package. I can see it uses Express, among other things. I am curious also if that's the latest version available on the 4.0 or 4.x branch. Doesn't says here. That's why we have npm Express 4.18.2. Nice. So we have the latest version. There is going to be Express 5, so that will be another big update once we get there. So we don't have to worry about that. Now then, web app server. Do we have? Okay, so we have Express here, and I want to see if there maybe is some sort. Okay, so just going to fix a typo here, make it easier. So you can see the X powered by and E tag have been set to false. So that's why we could remove it. So that's why it's creating the app there. Web app internals, npm modules, Express. Maybe this could be a way how to get it directly without. So here we have the Express handlers or only handlers. And oh, come on. Thing underscore dot assign could be replaced with actually this. You don't need underscore. What extent was it? Here we go, and you can just use the native. I'm pretty sure there was object.assign. Yes. So yeah, one less underscore stuff. And here we go again. Is the Express app. So we can get directly to the Express app from there, but I am wondering because we don't want the app, we want Express. So if we do here in our application, so we have here a web app. So what about web app internals? And we can do const express, and let's do internals.npm. Was it there again? npm modules.express module. Let's give this a try and see what's this is going to work or not. All right. So it has started building. Well, it did run. So I think this might be a way to do that. This is, you can of course do the import, but this way, I think it's not entirely clean, but I find it cleaner, or at least I think that ESLint or a linter who checks for your imports and all that stuff, when they see import Express from Express and doesn't see that you have Express installed, which you don't because that's again in Meteor, you don't need to wait your bundle, and in this case server bundle, so it doesn't matter that much, but still bundle with that data. So this way we just get to it and make everything happy. Back to here, our everything. We fixed a typo here, and over here we did a remove an underscore use, which is always nice. And okay, so here we are back here, and I just wanted to check. We are not even importing underscore here, so there should not be anything like this. Again, object dot line. This looks like could be for each, but let's look if we have. No, this is a question. Because there is a difference, and this is actually, well, I want to say nice because it confuses things. Because the each in underscore can go both through objects and arrays. So when you have it things like this, you never know, unless you know really the code well, which in this case I don't, if it is an object or an array. So these things become really annoying. The same thing goes for map and similar has. So there could be some there could be some improvements here and there. I do believe Harry Adel has already done a PR. So this area on the client server web app. Yes, so there is a web app. So actually the first one. So if need be, I could probably copy that, but that's not the point of our pull request. So I will probably go in and resolve the. It's like, yeah, this is in package, and so it's not a big deal. But in order to keep things clean, I'm not going to touch it. So let's just focus on our let's just focus on here on our skeleton to add this, and let's see, date skeleton for Meteor 3, and if we add big here note, we need the related GraphQL packages updated so that things work as they should. Okay. So we have that. We want to create a new feature. Follow skeleton Meteor 3 on the current branch. It's going to stack pop stash. And don't tell me we just lost it. Okay, so it's here. We want to go. Come on. Want to fast forward. It's got complaint, but it's fine. Same thing here. Okay, so Meteor 3 here is ready. Let's get rid of the blaze that's confusing everything. So what was this merge? No idea. So web app server, let's not touch that, and let's just only do the Apollo itself here. Changes. So update Apollo skeleton for Meteor 3. Reset node. Rated QL is will require an update as well. So now that we are in our branch, we can commit those changes. We push them. We go back here to Meteor. We do compare and pull. We can add here Meteor 3 to make it nice looking. And we need to make here that this is for release 3. Great. And so these are Polo. And Meteor 3 in versions from. So that one is the easiest one. And now the problem child or problem package. which we said was, let's open up our packages. That was this one. Requires a update PR incoming update, but looks like it's no longer obtained. So let's see. This is, we see everything working, so we'll just create a pull request. We add it to the milestone. Double check here that also added as open. Remove that. Adjust this, all of these things. So create pull request. Let the test run. I don't think it's going to error on our code because it might not be. I think it only tests the tests that are run here. It tests that if the skeleton gets created. So that's one thing. And another thing that I need to double check here is that there has been kind of a push to do the there has been the push. Yes, actually, right. You can see skeletons to have like skeletons in these independent independent repositories. So keep them up to date, which I have mixed feelings, but I think this is fine. And we should probably create a pull request here as well. Let's just quickly check your package JSON. Polo app, what do we have here? You can see, does it have the releases or anything like that? So this could potentially work pretty well. So since we've done it, let's go all the way. I'm going to create a fork, and then we'll create, I'll have to download it and create the pull request with the necessary stuff. Or let's see if I can clone this, or maybe directly one of the experiments. So GitHub, I'll create a new, I will create here skeletons folder where I shall put everything. No, I don't have access to pull it directly from here. Yeah, let's actually proceed like that. I will then add here the proper remote, which will be just this. So we have that. Let us close at least one web storm so that my computer doesn't die. Here we have the Apollo package. So we use that to open up. And I need to clean this up, don't I? Open up this. And here we have the skeleton. So this looks like it should have everything. So we'll just start with a big copy paste. And then the other thing that we've changed was the server, though we have to be a bit more cautious because we use that very nicely, I would say. Let's just do this for niceties. And finally, here at the top, the imports. Very well done. And as far as I'm concerned, interesting, we have here fetch. Should be async. Especially since it's on the server. Oh, I know why that worked. Because since we are in Meteor 3 already, these are now async as well on the server. So this is fine. And we are here in the async async function, so passing in all the other stuff. So this is going to work without any problem. Unintentionally, maybe, but it works. It works. Okay. While we are at it, so I'm going to create here branch feature Meteor 3. Add this Meteor 3 compat. Push it, push. And we'll do here compare. We'll just call it Meteor 3. And let's reference this one. See this. Pull request. And we are happy. So I don't have any extra privileges on this repo, so I cannot even assign anybody to review, but that's fine. Now then, let's us take a look on, well, we'll have to get the okay, so it's package JSON, nobody cares about that one. And the only thing it looks like that we have to do here for the Apollo package itself is to add the 3.0 compatibility. So yes, let's do a pull request on that. we can kill this because we have tested everything properly. But why do I have it 2 times here? But let's jump in here. This is going to be a 5.1 patch, but it's going to be beta 0 so that we kind of track it together. I think we should have everything working here as well. So that again, as always, three branch and 3 compat. Let's push it up. Okay, and so Meteor Apollo. A pull request here. Here. Boom. And we can have that ready. Before we go back to Slido, I want to go to our main pull request. The test always run long, so that's fine. Follow package PR. And let's do this one. I think I'm going to, first of all, I need to find it in my big list of everything here, and it's the Meteor GraphQL. Okay. I see. I already have the already ready to go. So the only thing that I need to do here, in theory, is to actually go to my fork. And from there, wait, what? Yeah, existing fork. Don't want to copy that again. From here in the pull requests, I should be able to do, instead of master, I want here the Meteor 3. So we have that Node.js 20. That will be version 2.0. We have GraphQL and all those things updated with everything else. Let's just call it Meteor 3. So like that, we have pretty much put everything in here. You can see it's all connected. So things are looking good. All right. Alem is here. Hi, Alem. Sorry, just noticed you. Was fully into it. I'm streaming. The question is how am I streaming? I'm streaming to everything from StreamYards. So this is all StreamYards. Maybe if I wanted to, if I stream like another way, I could get maybe higher quality because StreamYards has, I think, cap 720p when it comes to the screen sharing. Let me actually also turn on the lights here so my face is not oversaturated. Let's take a look. Okay, that's better. It's getting dark outside, so we have this. So this is the setup. So sadly, that's quality, and I would have to pay more to get the 1080p resolution, I think, on the screen share. At least that's what I remember. So the screen sharing is always going a little bit lacking. Which, speaking of which, this is a good time to mention that I do have a sponsorship. So if you want to get higher quality streams, higher quality screen sharing, please go and sponsor me on GitHub. Any little amount helps. So the link is in the chat now. Of course, I think it should be by default in the description of the stream. If not, then I might probably go more into things and set things up better, but that's not important now. And I've got a question on Slack from our developer, which I would like to address here before we take a quick short break. And the person asks, because I told them there is an option, when the user puts incorrect email or password, it will return the error message with that specific message. Oh, you have a wrong or email not found or wrong password, and you can and you want to in production for a security reason set things up that it just returns like just an error, not found or something like that. And so we go here and we have accounts config, which has a lot of super cool functions and options, which you should definitely check in. And we want the specific thing that we are looking at is the ambiguous error message. So for login failures to prevent user enumerations, defaults to false. And I think, what I would like to do, this might be another quick PR that I'm going to maybe make to Meteor for 3.0, since it's a breaking change anyway. I want to check on this once it finds, and I want to set the default in production to true. So we have here, this is the tests. This is this. So here is where it gets handled. And if this is true, then it will say something went wrong. Please check your credentials. And let's see, do we have it? It's a long, long file. Go on. Okay, so it's only used like this. So what I want is to figure out what I want, because I do recall a while back when I worked on this, there is like initialization of the options with some default. Let's see, was it options equals? That's not the options I am looking for. Nope. No. Well, actually, where are we? Account server. So somewhere here on the top, once it starts, we have a constructor, the server, and the options. And this is what we want to figure out. Okay, now we are getting user collection. Actually, it might be in common. Yes, in the common, because it's also for, even though this is specifically for the server, the options are both ways, client and server. So choice collection. That's the collections. You see all the user ID, all that stuff. User async. Config. Found you. Let's see, where are the freaking defaults? Load keys. So it can be specified only on server. It has checks for the invalid keys. Checks if it's going to be set more than once. And nope. Typo here. Where would, yes, we set it here, but there are two things, because you can also put it in the Meteor settings, some of these things. So I just need to really find where exactly this is happening. Just back here to Alim. Are there also tests in the skeletons? And if I'm updating those, there are tests in the skeletons, but the tests are only for if the skeleton gets upgraded. I think with the new setup that's being slowly implemented, the skeletons are in their own repositories and everything. They are going to be additional tests, because right now the tests are kind of for the app. So once they are like in their own repositories, we can actually run those without weighting down the overall Meteor tests, which right now are super heavy, and we can expand on them. So right now it's not like it. The only thing that for the Meteor is going to test on the skeletons is if it actually gets created with the proper structure, but not if it actually runs or anything like that. So that will be something for the new structure where the skeletons are in their independent repositories. Because then they are just, we can pretty much create them in the testing environments there and run the tests there. But where the heck? Yeah, so here we have the defaults. So I'm going to search through this. So we have this. Login expiration date. So this is exposing it for testing, but yes, we are in accounts commons. Let's see. I want to. There's export here. So let's try this one. Maybe it's set in a different file. Set expire tokens, no. Wow, where the heck was that? That's token expirations. There should be some way to kind of have the default config. It just checks for server. This checks for the server key encryption, all that. So fix the typo here. So remove this from here. And so instead, let's again check for this ambiguous error message. This has taken much longer than I expected. So here we have the original. It was in 2.10 added. That's pretty recent. And let me see. We have it here. That's the issue. Let me see it being added here. And guys, semicolons. Though this might have been actually me. So I do believe, I'm not entirely certain if it was me or somebody else, or maybe I may have finished it after somebody else. This functionality. Sorry, we are Boolean or undefined. So it's only happening here, which is good. So I'm going to add here. Okay, so it was Felipe who has, maybe, let's check. No, so Felipe has done this. I'm pretty sure I did something on this, or maybe I was just annoying that we need this. So I think this was Felipe, and what I want to do here is fonts is biggest, so this is true, and so if this message, or if this function is not set, what I want to do is here. So if it's production, then the message should be ambiguous by default, which I think is a general good security thing. So back to skeletons. Anam has one more question. You said before, so I apologize. Will there be skeleton versions for both 3.0 and Firebase Meteor? I can see a situation where someone might want to debug an older app. So how the skeleton works, at least currently, they are tied to the specific Meteor release. So if you go to older versions of Meteor, they create from them the skeletons, it will get skeleton from that version. It might be a bit more difficult with the Meteor create command, which I think will try to get the latest one, or at least the latest one you have installed. So you might need to force it with release flag, and hopefully that should be enough. We shall see. So if you want to, it should be possible to do that. And there's some changes, or right now I think it's mostly planned. I don't think it has been fully implemented, but we'll have to ask Gabriel Gruber once he comes back from vacation how that has progressed, because that has been something he has been working on. And let's see right now. So right now I want to put this, go back to Meteor here, and I want to go back to release 3.0. We have here, no, web app I don't care about. That's from the previous one. I'll just remove that later. Here I'm just fixing. Ooh, that's a good one. How do we add tests for this that it actually works? Well, we do have here the ambiguous error messages. So another thing is, though, let me check this in the browser console. So false. Go jump to test. So I need to add here that pretty much if this is not undefined, that it should take it. It's not undefined, then it should take that value. Otherwise, it should do Meteor is in production. And I'm going to potentially test ChatGPT. I do believe there might be some let's see if it can. Yes, this was what I was looking at for. So now with this, though, coalescing operator, I need to double check. I do believe knowledge coalescing operator. I just want to check from which version of Node is being used. So Node.js 14. I am a happy camper. Because that means that it should work just fine. So yeah, so this is like for vacation. So let me try it here as well. So false. That's false. Okay, that was correct. So one of the, I would say, lesser known operator that you can use. So I hope at least, if nothing else, this is something that you can take out from the stream. With this, let me finish the just some missing or unnecessary semicolons, nothing big. A typo in the notes, and actually for documentation purposes, I need to find where this is being written up. Here we go. Yes, so I need to add here default to false, but in production environment it defaults true. So this is going to, I'm going to do here so this should be, so this will be more for, I would say, added security. Looks like we got a release of Meteor version 2.15, everybody. Hearing it live, breaking news. Meteor 2.15 has been just released. But let's, I want to, so counts ambiguous error message, default to true in production. Just part of it because of people ask me about it. It's people don't know too much about it. It's also better to have the security by default, and I messed up. Great. That's why you don't do that. I need to quickly fix that. Create branch here. Feature switch true. I don't lose it because I'm not sure if I'll be actually able to reverse this. If anything, I want to reverse this via force push, which in this case means forget the last thing I did there. Yes. Nobody saw anything, and I'm going to push this straight here so we can have discussion and the other good stuff. So we have done all of that, and let me do this. This is for Meteor 3 as well. It's actually also accounts, so let's make that clear. Milestone release 3. Set true if in production increases default security. All right, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Let's make sure that I have this all here. In action set true by default. So we have, oh, and I said wrong base. I'm trying to be too quick. needs to be here. But if you compare like 1,500 commits for Meteor 3. So I'll have that. So I'm going to take here a quick break. Let me get the info screen here. No, we are not ending. I'm going to take a quick break. And once we come back, I am going to look at 2.15 and what that brings us. I'll try to update probably a few of my apps to see if we have any breaking changes there or if anything breaks, and we can debug things together. And if you are my sponsor, you can come into the studio. I'll be happy to set up or talk with whatever you want. And I think if Alim wants to, Alim can come in and or just say hi in the chat, and maybe I'll open it to everybody to come on in and have a quick chat before we end it for tonight. But first, let's do the break as intended. I'll be back probably within 5 minutes or less. So grab your, stretch your legs, grab some tea or water or coffee, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Let me get this. So how is everybody doing? Let's jump back in here. Let's take things for spin. Let's take a look on the Meteor, because even though it might be in GitHub, it still needs to go through all the processes, which might take quite a while to publish a new Meteor version. So let's see. So it is, yep, it's there. It's just not recommended. That's usually how it goes with Meteor. It's usually a week to publish it to get the early adopters or people who really need to move on to it if they haven't already through the release candidates to do that. So this way it's kind of like a soft release, and once they recommend it, it will start recommending it to everybody to do. So I'm going to have here open this application. So right now, if you want to do just a update, it will not push you. It will not push you onto Meteor 2.15. Okay, or we have, you can see it will update you some packages that I have been pushed in 2.15, so you will get at least some of those benefits. But not everything. You can see that some of them are bound specific versions. So we got underscore 1.6. That was my contribution. I just actually submitted 1.7 underscore earlier the day before this stream. And it's failing. There's something wrong with it, so I'll have to debug it further. So I think that was the first in my attempt to upgrade to the latest underscore where I encountered a problem. And I have another one which is probably the same thing. So just for those, because it's in so many packages, I just want to get to the newest one because underscore is a constant. Or very often it has security warnings. So let's check things out. So to upgrade, I'll do a release 2.15 to get me to that version. By the way, Alem, if you want to join me, I've sent you the link in Slack. And so feel free to join me. Same thing applies to any sponsors in here. I check your emails for my newsletter. Came out earlier today, and it includes a link how to join me here. So we'll be getting there. So downloading. Hopefully it will not crash the stream because of the bandwidth up and down. Sometimes my connection doesn't like it. And now it's getting everything, and everything else is upgraded. So let's see if this specific application runs. I have this one is my, you could say, corporate one. So let me close all the. Let's leave that open for a little bit. We have another WebStorm. Close it. So we have all of those. This guy should be here. Let me clean up and see if I have anything else. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, everything seems to be working. Just if you're curious, it's not much to look at. It's for corporate people, and they are coming from world of Excel tables, so this is super crazy for them. Okay. So at least on the first look, everything seems to be going fine, which is nice. I didn't have what I could potentially have expected, issue with the local MongoDB, which is now on version 7. Let us actually, let's see if we already have the guide updated. No, not yet. That's probably the next step that's happening right now in the background, would be my guess. But we can take a look on, we go to guide, is it source? Yes. And here we find, oh, it's not yet merged. So I need to go to the pull request where this is. I'm just going to hit this comment. It's a very small release. So we have embedded MongoDB to updated to version 7. So that's kind of the biggest thing. So in Linux, you might get some glib errors. So that should be fine. And beyond that, we have, as I mentioned, underscore to version 1.6, 16 or 6, I think 6, yeah. And we have some type fixes and yeah, type fixes. I think that's it. That looks like it. We can double check here in, let's see, what is it, 2.15. That was merged here, yeah, underscore 1.6. Fixing also some Cordova line screen warnings. And then it's just adding some doc stuff and types. So very, very small and cute release. From, if we look at the milestone, we still have here the release 2.16, which should hopefully finish the or at least most of the remaining underscore stuff, including web app, which I encountered earlier. I'm super hopeful that with Nacho we can get the DDP resumptions resolved. This one we'll have to see if it's the relevant with Cordova. We have some all-out issue that we might need to look at. Some additional async methods for accounts, which would be nice. I think that would be like, user async and similar. And this is actually what I was saying, that we have the underscore vulnerabilities, and that's one of the reasons why we are trying to get at newer versions and remove it underscore. And let's see. And we still have it somewhere locked to 1.5.2, so I will have to look in that. Meteor, so here 0.15 dates underscore package to 1.6. debug. So let us take a look now here to see if we can find where else is underscore potentially set for this. And that will be the last thing for today. So I'll comment on this. Yeah, 1.9.2 is kind of the latest one structure-wise that I can get after that. With 1.10 underscore change the internal structure. So that will be troublesome. And so we have that, and then we have some smaller things here and there. Just to quickly, since 2.15 was released, I have here, well, I haven't added it to it, so underscore 1.7. I'll add it to our 2.16 milestone. And big thing I want to check here, if I go back here to Meteor, what I have first of all, I need to jump here to this branch. Oh, come on, it's just, okay. Yeah, as I said, it's just the Blazes not synced with the latest, but that's why it's complaining. Same thing here. I'll just delete the stash so we are clear. 2.14. Okay, just not. I'm just putting into answer here. Okay. So, and actually, yeah, I will jump into this branch that makes more sense. Where do I have that underscore 1.7 over here? So always getting the latest version in. Yeah. It has some issues here with the submodules, but it should still have be able to merge. Not reset. And try again. So this one. Yes, I'm at master, and what the heck is this stuff? So let's just stage it to the latest one. Commit and merge. And we have that. Now then, let's go hunting into the internals of Meteor. So as long as we are in the package, we are, at least in this case, using version 1.7. So that's fine and dandy. But what we need to find is if there are some other settings or places where underscore gets imported, particularly into the scripts and tools. Those are, I would say, the main culprits where underscore could be imported. So I go to tools, wait, and scripts. So yes, here we see, but the thing here is that here underscore is at the latest version. So that's for the dev bundle, or maybe not the latest version, but still more modern than we have in the package. So this is not an issue. The only thing I could probably do here to sync things up with the package would be to update this types version. I'm pretty sure so there's a newer version of underscore as well, but that's that. So if that's out of there, let's see here in over here. This is which Cordova. Still it's 1.8.3, so wait, no, that's the package log. So let's not be too hasty here, and we need to actually find where it's being set, so we don't get false positive. So here we go. I'll just add here the 9, 1.13.6. So in the npm packages are clear. And let's see underscore over here. Accounts UI. Ooh. But no, that's just related in regards to what it said over here. So once we have a new version published, that shouldn't be an issue. We have, oh, again, that's JS hint is deprecated. Same thing here, or is it? Yeah, it's deprecated. So could use that. And we have here the HT package also deprecated. We have spiderable. Again, that's everything so far is being typed. So Google all out. Same, tight. So this should default once the spec or this the versions files here is going to get updated once the packages themselves get new versions. So I'm not worried about that. Same thing. I'm just mostly looking if we have some other place where we specifically get underscore from npm, and we apparently are not getting it. So that extra npm part, who knows where that is coming from. So let's take a very quick look at the failing tests. Of course, they're on Travis, and see if there is anything, or actually on Travis, that's going to be super difficult to figure out, or maybe not. Iter t is not a function, so maybe I've copied something wrong from underscore 169. So let's take a look. Underscore. What's the issue? Map.collect for each. It does not t. Okay, yeah, that, yes. That would make sense that it's not correct. Let's see, do I have in... Yes, this is the... Here I have the version of 1.7 of underscore. Let's see. But iter t here is defined as global, or it's actually defined somewhere already, which I do not see. There's like underscore iter t, which is a function. So the question here is, oh no, it's coming from over here. Maybe. Yes, there it was renamed, and I did not catch that. That's where I've got it. So that was my stupid mistake. So let's do this. Let's do this in 2 steps for better clarity. This was inconsequential change. And now it's a typo in for. So that was just one mistake here. Let's see if that's going to be good enough. And if it is going to be good enough, once the 2.15 branch, which is here as 2.14.1, is merged, either me or somebody else is going to start the release 2.16, which I seriously hope will be the last in the 2.x branch. We'll get to merge there the underscore removals and a couple of the other things. And then, at least for me personally, at that point, unless there is something urgent, I will completely switch to doing anything new for Meteor 3 and focus on upgrading to that. Of course, unless, as said, it's urgent, which means it's necessary, like for security or an urgent feature to backport or have. Speaking of which, I think it could possibly be 2.15 will have the last set of async, sorry, 2.16 async calls that will be added. Okay. So Alem has left and is back. Welcome back, Alem. If you want to, in a Slack, there's a link to join me here. Again, reminder for any sponsors in the chat that you have in your email links to join me here. I'll stay, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. And let's see, what else do we have here? So Alan will potentially join us in 10 minutes. So yes, so Alan will join us. So we have a special, again, reminder. If you are a sponsor, you can join me. And speaking of sponsorships, if you are, again, so inclined, or join me and reap all the benefits of that, you can sponsor me via GitHub sponsors. Links in the chat right now. And then I'll be happy, or you will be able to join me here weekly, and you will have access to some other things, including sponsorware, which I'll be upgrading relatively soonish, to have Meteor 3 with all the necessary upgrades and stuff. So that's coming up. This one is fixed. And in the meantime, while we wait for Alim to join us, get ready some questions, or write any questions that you might have, or if you have some issue in particular that you would like to join me, please do. And I will be enjoying this apple strudel as a quick snack, because after this I am going to find something more substantive to eat for dinner. So what we are entering the encore version of the stream. I think maybe I should switch to the food channels where they eat and give reviews on the food. What do you think? And while we wait, but it seems that Alim has something on his mind that he would like me to address or talk about. And let's quickly take a look on what we can expect in the next version. So, okay, 2.16. Mm-hmm. So from the bottom up, as you've seen, right now we have as we just did, the underscore 1.7 version, because somebody informed me there's like a bug in 1.6. So if that works, that this might come then out independently as a release, which should be fine, because it's underscore. and I might be able to slowly then go up and upgrade everything till I get to underscore 1.9.2, which I said was the latest structure-wise that I can update to. So hopefully we can get there in the next release. There's a small upgrade or update from me to add like x/Twitter and update the Twitter setup instructions for all out and the UI part that we have there. So that's there. Here we have improvements to the checks to throw all errors if it's, I think, an array. So to give back. Improvements to the Svelte skeleton for the TS config. I think it should be very easy to merge. There is here for a good first issue to add additional documentation in regards to Meteor Mongo. And I have to check here on the fixed accounts config options what that is all about. More additional Meteor 3 docs. Then we have also some missing docs or issue with that it's incorrect line numbers, but I think that will kind of be ignored or superseded because in Meteor 3.0 we are getting new documentation look or new system. So that's that, or image underscore. I need to get back into this to, well, let me open it and to remind myself. Already talked about that. I should probably reference this issue as well. So, whoops, what just happened there? Okay, let me copy that and let me add it here because I think that should be good enough for at least the initial issue solution. Yeah, and I think for the fix for the forgot password, it's just additional security. But I finish. I just need to go around and fix tests because that's how it should work there. Yeah, so then we have the accounts asyncs. Let's take a quick look. And then we have some odd package triggers, old API warning. So I'll check that out. The biggest, I think, killer feature for 2.16 should be DDP resumptions, which should help with performance a little bit and prevent it's memory overflow. I'm just missing on the proper term. Overflow errors. So that should help there. And let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so this is something let's see. There are some discrepancies in how base accounts out validate and use the accounts config values. So here are the changes added of secret key as well as secret key for accounts base package. Since the accounts out package where it contains the code and some clarifications. Let's take a look here. So this one is expanded fine. So adding types. That's always nice to have more types, so nothing to complain here. Okay, so this is just reordering. Not too fond of it. Maybe later on we can order it alphabetically. So it's supposedly a patch release. We shall see about that. So valid config keys are taken out together with the validation. Let's take a look. Wait. Okay, so it's being taken out because in the, as we've seen a little bit before, in the accounts base, this is already done, so it's kind of redundant to have it in accounts OAuth as well. So for myself, seal of approval, I think we can put that in and be happy with that. And yeah, here I need to fix that. And yeah, here for the new async methods. Wait, who was it from? Ooh, ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Some little issues here, and it looks like the author. So the create indexes from this I have added in another pull request, so that's fine. We will have to, let's see, let's move this back to devel for the change base. It's already merged. And we are missing some abates here. So it should just be for pending credentials, adding async. Not everything that I would like to see, but good addition nonetheless. Let's see. Pending credentials package has some old. Wait, was this already fixed? Yeah, so we can double check on that. Looking at the pending credentials to see if we have hit here as remove async. So we can be happy. We're fixed in 15. And I'm going to remove this from this release and move it to, well, back to 2.14 where it should be. That's nice to reduce the number of stuff that needs to be done for the next release. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So Alan, we've been waiting. You need more time or you cannot make it? Because if not, then I'm going to go and find something to eat. Again, guys, if you have any questions, want me to look on something specifically, now is the time to bother me in the chat. Now I'm also very strictly monitoring the chat. Let's see. I don't see Alim online. Okay, I'll give it 1 or 2 more minutes, and then I will have to end it. Will be good enough time. Seriously, guy, Lori, no questions or nothing that's bothering you? If not, then let's check out our or my ongoing work on Beacon, and specifically in the collection 2 settings. And I will have to now check back the, oh man, rebuild Weekend, and I want to start on dev, so that's number 3. Actually, oh, always first make sure to grab the latest version. So I'm going to close collections 2 here, and instead I'm going to open let's see, where should I have Beacon? Right here. So, yikes. Very much the main has moved. Lori, I see already 2.5, 15 RC1. So Lori is getting ready to update immediately. I'm just going to merge this. Let's see. In my case, the collection hooks I want are these. We have here this. Anything else is giving us problems? Doesn't look like it. Hopefully that will be enough. Let's just get stuff from the main. Push. And that's collection 2. Now, actually, instead of rebuilding, I first need to install weekend dependencies. Make sure everything is working properly. Get some PM, that's fine. Meteor 2.14. Installer, and now I can try to run it. And that's just the, at this point, since Alim seems to be lost somewhere, and I'm losing UIC as well, guys, I'm just going to see if things even start up here. I hope. Okay, Alim, will you be able to make it, or should we? Oh, I'm thinking that. Anyway, let me post the link to the studio here in the chat so anybody can join. This is like the really complete end. So whoever joins. We'll have some fun. I'm thinking that I'm going to. Okay, we are starting here with. Oh, it's been removed. We are starting here with. We can, if that starts and shows up, I'll be happy for right now. And there we go. Alim is here. So let's see what Alim has to say. Hi, Alim.
Hey guys, how are you? I don't have a huge amount to add today because I kept on getting lopped off because my phone was charging. Well, it wasn't charging before. It was at the end and I wasn't paying attention to it. And then it was charging. And then I tried to use it when it's charging. And for some reason, when it's doing any kind of YouTube stuff, it drains very fast. So that was where it is. But how far along did you make it with the upgrade?
So as for everything here, I managed to get everything that I needed. So Apollo is ready for Meteor 3. If you, for everybody, coming in at the beginning, they will be able to see how to do it. It's actually very pleasant. Discovered some few new tips and tricks because Express is now integrated in Meteor, so you don't have to import it, have it in your dependencies.
Oh.
And I found a way how to actually get it from the internals, so you won't have like any errors with ESLint or other things that you are importing a package that you don't have in your dependencies. But you can still use the import Express from Express anyway because it's in Node modules. So that's fine. And that's kind of how we did it. We actually reduced the number of lines of code that we need to get Apollo up and running in Meteor. And so I've submitted all the necessary pull requests for that. So that's going, I would say, pretty well.
Very nice. Very nice.
So yeah, and I will have to look more into Weekend because I'm trying to get
I was
upgrade
wondering
collection 2 on that.
I was wondering what was going on, why Weekend was up on the screen just now.
Yeah, I am working on a PR there, upgrading simple schema.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to do here because it's first and collection 2 because Weekend is using old version, so I'm trying to upgrade that.
Okay.
And I think I might. Yeah.
Is this the Meteor version of simple schema, the pullback, or is this the
No,
NPM
this is
version?
the NPM simple schema. So I'm thinking I'm just going to jump kind of ahead back and make sure that it's back to the newest one that we have.
Yes.
The thing is, it's using still the old collection 2 version 3.5 or something.
Okay.
So where the NPM version of simple schema is expected. So I will have to probably check in here to see how that's going to behave. But hopefully, if I then switch back to the simple schema from Meteor, it might start working properly because there have been a lot of changes in simple schema, how certain things are displayed. So
okay,
that's probably where some of the issues we are having. And given how old Weekend is, there are some you could say old approaches that today you would not do. So we have to account for that, and that's why I think some of the things here are not working properly, like creating a new board. It seems like it's creating, but there's something else going on there. So I will have to figure that one out and dive a little bit more deeper into it. So you can see, like here, for example, it's declaring it globally, the settings. So a lot of it's very interesting project to look into weekends. So it takes a while, but I will not work on that today because I said after this I'm going to grab something to eat, and then either I will just work on more of my work, or I will probably do a stream on Twitch where I'll be playing good old Settlers 2, for those who remember.
This is Settlers of Catan?
No.
Oh, what Settlers?
You don't know Settlers 2 back from the Microsoft DOS days?
No, I don't.
Oh man, you're missing so much. That was, I think, the first strategy game that I played.
Okay.
So sadly, I don't have the sound to it on this computer. Maybe on my laptop I will have, but
okay.
Let's see. Let's just.
Is this a multiplayer game, or is this?
So you can see from the graphic, this is like from the Microsoft DOS days. So multiplayer is that you have a split screen.
Okay.
Which, but I think this one, because it's like it's a version that has been updated to run on modern machines. Then it's let me, for example, get on this one, and let's make this fun. Total domination. It's not like I'm going to play it seriously. I'm just going to get my red Vikings. Babylonians are the new ones. Africans. So I'll go with the old. Japanese have to be either the red or blue. Oh, sorry, yellow. White. Vikings, let's do orange, and let's start this so we can see. So this is Settlers 2 with some new modifications.
Yeah.
Pretty much, as you can see, I am setting up what I'm going to be building here. Let me do a, nope, not fishery. I need a quarry here. Fishery will come later. I will need a sawmill. And I will need a woodcutter as well. And then you can see the guys are going to jump out and start building everything, and all the fun part. I want to connect it like this. I want to these things, and then I can send here, scouts and so on and so on. You can have forester, and I will need another query here connected, since I'm building a fortress that will require a lot of rocks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you is, how long does it take for the workers to, actually get to that at that point?
Oh, this one is like beginning, so it's pretty fast. It will get more, I could say, challenging later on, and you have to kind of manage your economy and everything, and you have here these nice, could say, statistics for merchandise, but I want to kind of can see. Oh, we can see somebody else already. Oh, sorry, no, we are at the beginning, so everybody's the same, and then somebody actually has one building already constructed, and yeah, I can see I have 3 here, so I'm doing pretty well. And so you have to get things, and then you start mining. There's like a lot of fun stuff here. And for example, for if you want like kind of to get new people, you need to construct brewery. Also for recruiting soldiers. So then you get like shield, sword, and beer, and that will then produce new soldiers. Fighting is a bit awkward. It's an old game, so pretty much what it means, you need to outnumber everybody at in the location where it's coming from. So that's
do the characters ever like do some of the characters get wealthy over others because they all
no, it's not like that. Nothing like you don't build like them houses or anything like that, but they sometimes do. You can, let's see, you can then if they, for example, don't have anything to do for a while, then they start chewing bubble gum, or do other things to keep themselves say motivated. But this is just like pure strategy, so there is nothing special. But you can upgrade your soldiers, and you upgrade them with making a mint, getting gold and coal into the mint, and then the mint produces coin, which then goes into the military buildings, and that upgrades them. And we have found granite, which is not bad, not good, not bad at this point. Since we have a lot of rocks around here, we can get started. So this is a good fun old game. A lot of, how should I say it, a lot of fun memories playing this when I was young and naive. And so yeah, I think I might probably put it on a Twitch. The only thing I need to figure out here is how to fix this sound. So I guess I will have to get some MIDI sound system that can play the MIDI files of the sound. So a lot of few little things that I need to figure out, and let's see, a lot of rocks that the fortress consumes.
I see you have a very productive little town right now.
Not really. The sawmill should be going at 100%. It's just I don't have a good fortress here, and I'm not really at a forest. I'm not really. I don't want to add forester here, because that freaking thing is so productive. You need at least 2 woodcutter to keep it in checks. So yeah, it's like a lot of little things, and I would rather than I need to clear the coast and other things, and I'm interested to see what is actually hidden here for minerals here in the mines and stuff like that. So
when the coast gets developed, do you see ships going out and coming in?
So not on this map, but you can have harbors, and then you can go on exploring and setting up colonies. So
like good imperialists.
Yeah. Well, I'm playing the Romans. And you can see now, here we have a centurion, or not centurion, like just a legionnaire, going into the guardhouse. And once we have here extra help from donkeys, and once he gets in, we have expanded, and we can keep on expanding and so on. For the mines, I will need food. So I can then do here to keep things close to each other. I can have fisheries, so once they finish, they can go right in there. So you then have an entire, as you can see, the ship register, right? Nothing there yet. You have like the total stocks of everything, and you have entire productions, transport priorities, how it should be distributed properly. So there is a lot
I
of
think you could.
really,
Oh, wow, it's gotten wow.
yeah. Well, it was the fortress, so that one
Um,
improves things a lot.
you could really lose. You could really lose days playing this, couldn't you?
Well, after a while, it kind of gets repetitive.
Okay.
But oh, we found iron, so that's nice. So iron is quite a basic resource required for many things.
Mm.
Well, here, so there, it's you can have a lot of fun with this, of course, and for a while. Uh, and the newest addition, which I'm playing, which is called Return to the Roots,
Mhm.
which allows me to run this, of course, in the new, say, of course, on the new machines and all that stuff, has added some other things. Oh, we have found the enemy. So it's a pretty small map, so soon there would be fighting. I'm not playing this seriously, otherwise I would have
Yeah.
much more going on. And
Is this running
so,
on a Windows machine? Is that how this works?
no, this I'm on Linux, so
You're on Linux. Okay.
that's.
Is it running in mono or something?
But you can run this. You can run this on Windows or anywhere. This is a DOS game. That's how old this is. So I think underneath all the stuff, it's like something like
Okay.
DOSBox or something like some other emulator is running there.
Mhm.
So that one is that's probably what's going on underneath.
Is there an animal by the rocks? Is that what I see?
Yeah,
Or
there are some animals. We have a sheep
oh, okay.
down here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can follow that. Let's. Oh, I want to zoom in.
That sheep might get eaten if it's not careful.
Well, you can have. Well, there are like foxes and other things as well that can be here. There's rabbits,
Yeah.
but you can like do create a
Mm.
uh, hunter's lodge, and then we have a hunter going out, which is something I was considering, and just hunting them down. And one of the new things is if you have like a big forest, then more animals appear.
Okay.
So, and you can in the with this new settings and everything, you can even increase the percentage of how fast they appear. So there is a lot of so I can be it's gonna be swarmed with animals if you wanted to. So a lot of fun with this
Certainly looks
game.
like it.
But at this point, I'm completely getting off topic.
Yes,
Wait,
you are.
how did we get more people here? Does everybody came for Settlers too, or what? And when he came out, there was like 2 or 3 people watching. Now it's 8. So let us know in the chat if it's Settlers 2 that you came here for. If yes, then give me 1 more hour and I'll create a Twitch stream or something for this to have a better quality.
Yeah.
Though actually, since I'm on Ubuntu, I don't think Twitch has a client for Ubuntu. So let's see, Twitch, Ubuntu. Let's see. Does anybody know? There's like the watch. Oh, I can try the first line, which is to check the App Store.
Mm.
Which I think since last time there is some Twitch thing, but okay, so just Twitch chat. Let's see, Twitch Studio.
I have not tried Twitch yet. I mean, I've gone to Twitch and watched things on Twitch, but I've not tried.
Yeah.
to do any
So
streaming?
the Twitch Studio is only for Windows 8.1 and newer. For Windows Vista and Windows XP guys. So that is not happening, but I could probably just stream to Twitch to keep up, because of course, with through StreamYard and something like that, I could probably do OBS for that to keep the quality up. So yeah.
In order to use Twitch, you need to use Twitch Studio?
No, you can connect to it like any other streaming, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But Twitch Studio has like the Twitch features with chats and all that stuff integrated. I think it's also built on OBS, and it's like it has the Twitch specific features. So makes plus it looks kind of cooler compared to the corporate look of regular OBS.
Yeah.
And I think you could set up everything in OBS as well there, so it's not a but who wants to do that?
Can I ask you, when you are streaming, because I've noticed that a lot of the streaming services, they recommend that you use a hardline connection. Do you use a hardline connection, or are you just basically using Wi-Fi? I only use Wi-Fi.
I have a hard line, but in the end, the internet goes to a 5G antenna, and so that's kind of where it ends. So you can see my woodcutter is dying here, so I need to move him. And probably around here is where I could imagine setting up a proper forest with forester, and at that point, I need a woodcutter. Second woodcutter ready to go.
How do you get the woodcutters in? Do you bring in more brothels, or
No, there is a metalworks. So so here I do iron smelter, so that combines coal and iron mine. And you can see we have soldiers coming here because they've registered that the borders are getting close, so they are reinforcing the stations. What do we have here? Yes, so now you can see they are encroaching on my territory and all the stuff. So that's why I'm not, and I can get rid of this building because it's no longer needed. So yeah, that's kind of settlers. And yeah, after the iron smelter, here I have bakery, metalworks, and that will produce the necessary items to create more of the guys. But for example, right now, when I burn it down, if this guy doesn't get lost and finds a road, eventually he will return back to the headquarters and will be able to be deployed. And I have quite axe here, so which means I can have 6 woodcutters deployed. And yeah, they are coming, and since I'm not playing this seriously, I would, if this continues, then in a moment I will get totally obliterated. So
was Lori on when we were working on the on the Wiccan fix? Is that how that came about?
No, that came about. He reported an issue to collection 2, and I looked into Wiccan and found that he is using the old collection 2, so it was like super. It was an issue with upgrading, so it was super old, and then I started to kind of help out and see why I can move things forward. And because Wiccan is mostly forced out, so it doesn't upgrade unless Wiccan is, at least from what I saw, it doesn't upgrade as much.
Yeah.
So
I guess it values stability over currency.
Could say that. So here's the campaign, if just for fun of it. Play as Romans Octavius.
Discuss the situation.
So it's a fun little game.
Yeah.
Since there was a lot of people coming in, actually, let me see if we can find this on Twitch before we say goodbye for today.
Okay.
So I can
You can get some dinner.
see it in the. Yes, I will get something to eat, and let's see, browse. Do we have? Let's try this way. Settlers. 2. Maybe. Yes, here they are. 2 people right now streaming about Settlers 2. 1 viewer, or maybe it's not even Settlers 2, it's just some random stuff. So, okay, so it's.
This is very meta, right? I mean, you are streaming people that are streaming.
Yeah, I'm not doing reactions, but it's something is not working properly here. So yeah, it's fine. What I'll do is, as I said, since people seem to come once I started streaming, then I will be doing it like probably later, just for the fun of it, stream with Settlers 2, just on Twitch, probably not recorded.
Yeah.
Given how we'll see how that works. So that's that. Alim, any questions or something to?
No,
like to
I'm admiring your stamina, staying on this for almost 3 hours. It's like, wow.
All right, it's I'm coding, I'm doing what needs to be done. So
yeah. So let me just ask you, because I got kicked off because of the battery a while. Were you done with the skeleton upgrade?
Yes, that's all the PRs, everything has been sent.
Okay, and I came in late, so I didn't know which skeleton you were working on at the time.
It was GraphQL, or the Apollo skeleton.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did mention that.
So yeah, that is the one that I have been working on the most. Also, not sure if you've seen it, but Meteor 2.15 got released. It was a breaking news.
I saw that. Yes.
So that one is
came out over the weekend. I think there was some mention. Gabriel, I think, posted something on the forums.
Yeah, that was a release candidate. Actually, as I said, during the stream, we had a breaking news. We just saw it appear in the git logs. That 2.15 was released. We checked Meteor Show, and it was there. So it's available now, but you have to force it via the release flag, because it's not yet recommended. That will probably be either end of the week or say Monday next week.
How many more version 2 releases are there going to be?
I don't know. There is a milestone for 2.16, which I sincerely hope is the last one. And that mainly should be, or like there would be like 2 major features for that, which would be the rest of the underscore removal, or at least major portion of it, and then DDP resumptions.
Yeah.
Which I will be probably working with Nacho to fix up the tasks that are flaking.
I really feel that they need to sort of like set a hard stop date on that and put the effort more into getting a release candidate out for 3.0, because we need to get past beta into release candidate at some point to get more people. And I know that the idea is we really need more people testing it and giving feedback so we can get out of beta. But honestly, I think what's going to happen is there are a lot of people that are waiting on the sideline. It's like this really strange thing where people are like, well, I want to have the release.
Yep.
I want to have the release before I will do anything. And, the responsible development method says, well, let's have a beta before we get to the release. And if you give
Yeah.
your feedback, then we can certify it. And I think it's not to say, that's not going to work because there's a standoff, on people that are very fearful, right?
Mhm.
And the need for more input in order to create a better release candidate. So I think we just have to probably label it a release candidate at some point and say, look, maybe end of March, we are at the release candidate, and then obviously we're going to have to do some bug fixes. So, mentally, we are still in beta, but from a practical point of view, in order to get more people using it, we might have to just say this is the release candidate. I know the fear around that is if you release a release candidate and there are still bugs, there are always going to be bugs, but there's still bugs. People might say, oh, this Meteor doesn't work. And so I need to think about other options. But, I think if we've gone at least 6 months now, right, with a 3 candidate, either in alpha or beta. Would that be correct to say? I think it
Mhm.
was like midsummer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, beta came out, or alpha, they started coming out in the summer,
Hmm.
remember correctly.
Yeah,
Beta 0 was in December, so
yeah.
we are already 1 month, and I think there has been some
Okay,
movement. I saw today to start moving towards beta 1.
yeah. Okay. So
So
it hasn't really been that long. It
yeah,
feels long, but
yeah. Well, the entire thing is long. So
yeah. But I mean, certainly, I think we need to try to get the transition over before there is a full node cycle, right? That I think
yeah,
would be, not ideal. It would be better to get on sync as close as possible and then just stay in a sync cycle with Node. You know, so.
I agree.
But you guys are doing a great job moving it around and communicating. So I think that's a good thing. And hopefully the development team, not the development team, the developer relations team, will be out spreading more information and being available to help people that are doing the upgrades.
Mhm.
Right? At least if not from a direct if at least not from a direct help on the technical side, be able to proxy the help that's needed. You know.
Yeah.
So there's that. I wanted to ask you something, and I
Mhm.
don't know if we can do this sort of off the record, but I was looking at the stats on the forums because I do that from time to time to see who has been participating, and I have not noticed much participation from the folks that have joined the developer developer advocacy team in the forums. I don't, if you go and you take a look in the admin.
Yeah. Uh yes. That's I think I can uh kind
I
of
mean,
say on that.
I was just wondering whether or not there was some thing that's not being recorded, or we do notice that they are there, or like I'm not there every day lately, right?
Mhm.
But but I have not noticed. I'm not going to name names, but I haven't really noticed people outside of Gabrielle being in the forums. And my
Yeah,
thought
from
was,
from what I've seen, they are focusing on Twitch and doing other things. I haven't seen them on forums either.
my
So
my worry is we do get a number of these. Remember, I said before that one of the things we see is people come in, they ask a question, and then it's crickets, and for weeks there's no response. And I don't think this is a really helpful thing. I think
but
somebody from the team should at least pop in and just say, hey, you know, I don't know if there's an answer to this question, but I can, I would suggest that if you are a customer, you open a ticket, something like this, right, to educate people as they go along. And because once we have people in, then keeping them is the other part. You know, that's just my thought on this. It just seemed that That is where all the action is happening. Like that's where the questions come in, right? And also the Slack. But that's where the questions come in. That's where people, the issues that they have. And
Mhm.
I think that's primarily a place where somebody from the team, I think, should be spending some time looking at, because then you get to know the customer, right? You get to know the users, you get to know their problems, you get to know what's important to them. No?
Yeah, it's I cannot really say much beyond this, but also I think the a
I
lot
just
of
didn't
the
know if
like
it was.
relations people, because this is mostly what Gabriel's role right now is, from my
Yeah.
understanding. So that would be kind of his, while the other people in the DevRel are actually not developers themselves. They're actually, say, public relations people
Okay.
in a way. But that's kind of, I cannot give you answer or anything like that,
Yeah.
especially or like any hard opinions personally, because I don't have any, because I'm just too busy
Yeah.
with my stuff.
I
And
haven't heard from.
second, we are still live, so if
Oh,
anything, we'll take that afterwards to maybe consider. But as I said, I don't have any opinion. It's how
no,
we
it
run
wasn't.
it.
It wasn't a matter of opinion. It was just a matter of like, I don't know if you've had a chance, because I think that you had
I
said
am
it.
I am I am in contact with
Yeah.
them additionally, because of they are sponsoring me little bits,
Yeah.
and
I just
so
didn't
I
know
gonna
if it's part of a
inform them
strategy.
what I'm doing. Uh,
Yeah. No,
so
no,
that
I didn't know if it
in
was.
touch with them.
What I was trying to understand is there like a strategic decision that's being made why not to be on the forums? And that was my question is, is this just an oversight, or is this like they're dividing the world on purpose, in terms of where they
I
play and where
think also, I think another thing to consider into this is that, also given by Gabriel. For example, Gabriel right now is on vacation,
yeah.
and since they're in the southern hemisphere, it's pretty much summer vacation time for them.
Oh,
So
that's
that I
true.
think that might also
Yeah.
play a role.
Mm.
So that's again a little extra thing to consider.
Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to burn anybody. That's not the point, right? I thought that perhaps, because I think you were on the Twitch last week or the week before, that
Yeah,
maybe
that's the
they shared
especially
information with you.
yeah, especially with the new
Mhm.
with the new people. They are more like, what's her name?
Social media.
The new one that was also added to the team. I'm blanking on her name right now. Apologies if you are watching.
Yeah.
I think
The
so.
community manager.
Yes, she is. You know, new to this.
Mhm.
She is still, I would say, uh, learning how to better communicate in English, especially in a spoken form on video. So
Okay.
uh, that's one thing. And also, I think in particular her, she is also more focused on Brazil,
Mm.
or at least Portuguese speaking audience. So that's going to uh, I don't know what's in there, but I think they have, like, they're still trying to figure out things out, because it's a really new
Sure.
team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
No.
shall
No.
see what's going to happen once 3.0 is uh, will get closer.
Okay. Yeah. I was. I was thinking that, I mean, Gabriel has a lot on his plate in terms of like he's doing both development and outreach, but there are plenty of things. I think he sticks very close to what's related to 3.0, which is important, which I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
But there are questions that come in that it just feels like if somebody from the community doesn't get to it, it doesn't get dealt with. And and I think that's a lot of reliance, right? I mean, I would say, like, yeah, if somebody from the community doesn't get something in about 2 days, then maybe somebody from the team should reach out and just say, hey, I don't have an answer, right? Or, I do have an answer, but I think I have to take a look and see what the abandons are on the stats again, the admin stats.
Yeah.
But it's one
Also,
of those things where
just so that you
Mhm.
don't are not, or this goes for everybody. I am kind of putting up a lot of old uncategorized topics and
Mhm.
categorizing them so they appear on the top. Partially, it's sometimes I also go in and try to answer because I think even like with the old topics, going in and answering
Yeah.
again or answering with the new stuff is good.
Yep.
So having that there, I would like to encourage everybody there. If you see like some old question,
Mhm.
especially for you, or like speaking to the audience, for you, it should be pretty easy to answer. So feel free to go in, and even if it's like 4 years old, answer it so that it's in there for the record at this time, and we can also mark it as solved or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So this will be periodically appearing because I still have about 4,000 uncategorized topics to go through.
Now the other thing also is I was on another discourse forum for a different community, and what they do is the software automatically like closes issues that have not been um, addressed once opened after 14 days. So say for instance you create a topic
Mhm.
and nobody comes to it in 14 days, it just closes it, right? And I think they probably do that because it's probably overwhelming. They probably have. I mean, I'm sure other places have the same issues we have, which is people
We
come. They
had
say,
we had something similar for GitHub issues
"Mhm,
in the past,
yeah,
and it's very unpopular, uh,
mm,
primarily because sometimes it just takes time to get to, or it
yeah,
was there also in the GitHub. It was like if it was even like if there were like responses and then it went inactive for a while, it would close them. So that was very unpopular because sometimes it just takes time to get around
mm."
through people and stuff like that. So
Well, the wonder that I have is when somebody opens something on the forums, and if they don't hear for a while, is it still an issue for them? Like they may solve the issue themselves and then never come back and never do anything, right? But
mhm.
if it's still an open issue, then they could reopen it, you know, and that would affirm that, by the way, this is still a problem for somebody. So you
Yeah,
might look
the,
at
the
something and
the issue then is that we had a lot of reopens, and people didn't like it because various feelings about that, and in general, so that's kind of why it was discontinued, because it just did not,
yeah. Well,
it needlessly riled people up.
so I mean, how do you get a signal that something that was posted 6 months ago is still relevant, so that you bring attention to it?
Yeah. Well, we had, let's see, did how uh, uh, when I was doing triage,
Mm,
we had, I asked, if depending on if it was reproduced and all that stuff. I also asked if this is still relevant,
mm,
and then based on that, if there was like no answer, I was closing that. So maybe there might be another round of triage where we go to the old issues and
yeah.
close them. It's also a bit different on the forums because you don't you can close the issues. In help, you can also solve them, but beyond that, there isn't really much anything you can do with them. So kind of, unless it's just like a one of those categories, which
Hmm.
usually closing them is just because people it get just got too heated, and it's run its course.
Yeah.
Uh, So other than that, there isn't like really a nice way to solve it
No, I
on
hear
the
you.
forums.
And I do know that we have things like, like social discussions that are just that it's not solvable, right? It's like, you know, it's not a
Matter
good
of
category.
opinion.
Yeah, or it may very well be that we have. I'm trying to remember some of the topics that have come up that people bring up, and then they're still going on like 5 years later or 6 years later. They're still going on.
Oh,
Um,
oh, the gems I have found in the history of the forums, you wouldn't believe.
oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of really and you can like even do it yourself. Let me go for everybody. You can find some interesting topics that I have not yet categorized.
Okay.
Uh, Partially because I don't want to bring them up. Let's just me quickly check here. Okay, so this is something I brought back to life here. Yes, that's why I did that. So that's something from 2012 that I answered. But if you go
2012. Oh,
to
2012.
categories
Yeah.
and then you go here and uncategorized,
Hmm.
and you can see here, it replies, views, all that stuff, or activity.
Yeah.
And you can get, here some of the old ones. And especially like if you look at the views ones, then you can get into some of the more controversial ones. But most of them I've kind of already
Yeah.
categorized
But the
away.
ones, the
A
ones I'm
lot of
talking
them
about.
will be under the
Yeah.
community tag now. I think that's where I
Some of
put
those
them.
that I feel that that have been open forever are things like hey, post a list of URLs where Meteor is being used, right? And
Yeah.
you'll see like activity in 1 year, and then there's like crickets for a while, and then somebody will come back and they'll update it again, right?
Mhm.
Is Meteor dying? State of the Meteor ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's from 2016
I remember that.
September.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And yeah, you can I most of them I've moved to the community.
Yeah.
Or this one I might move to the new Galaxy.
Yeah. That's a good one also, by the
Galaxy.
way. Mature open source apps built with Meteor, right? It's like one of those, is it ever closable? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we have this in. Let's move this to Galaxy.
Hmm.
So it's like, even like with the old topics here,
Yeah.
sometimes I need to move them to some of the new ones. Uh, so that's
Have you gotten any pushback from recategorizing? I mean, that's basically like you're the one that's coming up with the organization to some degree, right? So
yeah, not really.
okay.
So far, people I think have been happy because we got part of this. We got new categories like security and
Sure.
PWA.
Sure.
I'm also thinking I'm going to propose that we add 2 new categories for Quick and Solid JS
Okay.
because we have for Angular, React, all those other ones.
Sure.
Here's an Angular that I digged up in the uncategorized.
Hmm.
So I think those should be also added and all that stuff.
I
And
think
we
we should.
have here a question. Total unrated question from Till. I'd like to contribute a guide for Meteor version 3 as it would require Node 18 plus. How would I go about it? Where could I submit? So everything is under the Meteor repository. And if you look under the pull request, and you will have probably the fastest one is to search for Meteor 3. And eventually, if you scroll down enough, here is release, or release 3.0. That is the branch towards which or from which you start and to which you then do pull request when it comes to do like if you want to like do, if I answer the correct little guide article, then I would probably wait a little bit, or write it up and maybe wait a little bit, because right now Gabriel Gruba is working on a new version of the guide and documentation, or documentation specifically. But if you look in the code, we have the guide folder, and under there, I think it's source. Under source, you can add a new page, or you can edit one specifically. So get familiar with this, or maybe wait till Gabriel finishes his new version, which hopefully, or which will be much better for sure. And then you can. Okay, wait. Let's see. So also for skeleton. So guide is for this page. So the guide.meteor.com, that's for guide. That's one way where you can put it. For skeleton. If you want to add skeleton, that is more tricky. In this case, let's see. I just need to remember, always mess it up which one it is. To create a new skeleton, I would recommend checking out a PR which added some of these skeletons, but normally it's under tools, static assets. You create a new folder named skeleton dash whatever you want to add, and that's where you put in then the specific skeleton. Oh, sorry, not that would be the so that will have the information. And as I said, best thing to look at this would be, for example, back when I did the polo skeleton. Yes, over here. That's way back in 1.11. That's actually a while ago. So I'll post that link in the chat as well here. And you can see here in the files change, all the other things, which files will you have to attach, because you then need to add the skeleton into the list of things and make sure that it gets added. But then again, this will be also changing. That's something that Gabriel Gruba is working on for 3.0.
How is it
and
changing?
Beyond. So it's going to be changing that these skeletons are going to live in their own repositories.
Okay.
So that's going to
wasn't that how it used to be?
Decoupled. No. They are part of the Meteor tool itself. So that's why also they are tied to the versions. Oh, so Till, you actually did a PR for that. Let me see. Was it the TypeScript one? Is that you or somebody else? Kind of hard to say. Or if you can send us a link, I will be happy to check it out. Apologies. Babi, já nemůžu. Já mám tady... Apologies, my grandmother has a very simple schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So for her, it's like, just TV and nothing else matters. So she bothers me about 6 hours in advance to turn on the TV at.
That's okay. Afternoon. It's actually pretty late now. It's almost 7:30, right, on your side?
Yes, 7. So yeah. Okay. So okay, Till it got
it got merged already. Yeah.
Merged. Okay. So nice. So yeah. I think I'm going to end it so I can help my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to get something to eat.
I'll block out the time next week so that way I can come in a little earlier. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of, let me guys show you what's coming up. I finished all my scheduling for the rest of the month and even into March.
Okay.
So next week is going to be The Great House Part 3, so non-technical stream. After that, week after, we have Meteor 3 status updates. So I'll be checking out what's new with Meteor 3.
Okay.
Then I decided to do a Beyond React.js. I'll look on Solid and Quick and all the new stuff around in that front-end ecosystem, because as I was on the conference last week, there has been some interesting developments in this regard, or also some drama with Meteor as well. But I want to check it out. How is the common approach with that? Because I've got the feeling that everything is moving to server-side components and making things more static, which is kind of antithesis of what I want to do with Meteor. And then I have then in first Monday in March, I'll be building a provider for Meteor and showing you all that. So those are the streams that are planned. And yes, those one will be coming up as things go. So once again, thank you everybody for watching. I'm posting my links to my sponsorship if you want to see more of what I'm doing. And after I finish my dinner, if I still have some energy left, I will probably do a quick stream on quick stream on Settlers 2 on Twitch.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, listen, I've got to run. I've got to make it down to the boatyard while we still have light.
Yeah.
So thank you. And yeah, let me see if I can join you next week.
Okay. And thank you, everybody else. Thank you for watching. And I shall see you next week, or actually on Friday, for Meteor dispatches. So see you then.